morning from Matsumoto. First official day in Matsumoto. Started the day off at 5:15 a.m. We are heading to the Matsumoto Castle, which is conveniently placed right in the middle of the city. That's why we're heading there early. But despite being 5 a.m., I'm pretty sure there are already a bunch of photographers there because it's currently full bloom. But I guess we'll find out when we arrive. Okay, so we just arrived outside Matsumoto Castle and it's emptier than we expected, which is good news to us. So we've been here for over an hour. It's currently 6:39 a.m. The sun is really strong now, but it's still considerably empty. If I walk towards the main castle area, there's still pretty few people. As you can see, every tree is still kind of in full bloom. I don't see any blossoms falling. So we spent like the last hour shooting many pictures without anyone around. It was pretty easy. So we're just chilling around the area of Matsumoto Castle right now, waiting for it to open in an hour. The area around Matsumoto Castle is completely in full bloom. Just take a look. As you can see, it's full bloom along that river as well, but not sure about inside Matsumoto Castle though, because according to the reports, the cherry blossoms in Matsumoto Castle itself blooms earlier than the ones outside of Matsumoto Castle, so we're just gonna have to enter and find out and see. Just finished Matsumoto Castle and arrived at this river with the cherry blossoms. The sun has become really harsh now, so we're just trying to look for places to eat, but for now we're just chilling here. And look, there's some like cute kids playing across. They look so happy. So we just finished eating and came back to the hotel to rest for a little while before heading out later to Koboyama for Golden Hour, which is another cherry blossom spot. Left the hotel a bit earlier to do a little photo walk on the journey to Koboyama. I'm gonna try to put you guys on POV. It's my first time doing POV street, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna nail the exposure or color or even the field of view, but yeah, just an experiment. think we arrived at Koboyama, and even though the lighting is harsh, I think it'll be fine regardless because the entire hill is completely shaded by the cherry blossom trees. So I think we're just gonna head there now. So we just spent the last hour here in Koboyama. It's a hill filled with cherry blossom trees. It's a pretty marvelous landscape. It's literally covered in cherry blossom trees. It was a pretty long hike up and an even longer journey from Matsumoto Station. I think it was around 40 minutes walk from Matsumoto Station. So if you want to come up here, I would recommend driving up the hill and then hiking up here. But yeah, I think we're done for the day. We're gonna head for dinner and we have an early start tomorrow. But we have to pick up the rental car first, so yeah, we're just gonna go and do that. In the Japanese countryside, with a lot of abandoned houses, cherry blossoms are actually getting pretty ordinary and common. As we drive across Japan, they just pop up at the most random places.
Oh.
向こうからぐるっとちょっと待って回って上からは来れます。
So because of a road closure through Narai-juku, we had to take a detour, a longer detour, and the estimated arrival is now 11:34 a.m.
Turn left.
こんにちは、ご利用ありがとうございます。通行券と5000円のお預かりです。まずお札の方から、お先に3000円、残り、401円。
Keep all the names.
So we just made it to the Hanamomo-no-Sato peach blossom village, but I guess we're kind of early because most of these haven't reached peak bloom yet despite being mid-April. So probably not going to spend a lot of time here, but we're going to go back to the villages that we saw on the way here because we saw that most of the trees there have reached peak bloom. Look at the low clouds. Whoa, the low clouds look so sick. So just arrived in Narai-juku. It's rainy, but I think it adds kind of a moody atmosphere to it. Not really good shooting conditions, but oh well. Just got done shooting Narai-juku. I think we got chased out by the construction workers because they were trying to fix the road. but it's fine, I understand. But it's really fortunate that we came an hour before they started the construction works, so we actually got some shots. So I found somewhere that has a spirited away kind of aesthetic. I really like this kind of aesthetics. It's like traditional houses cramped up together in tight staircases. Pretty amazing, right? I'm speaking kind of softly because I don't want to wake anyone up. But just take a look at the view here. It's Narai Station right over there. And these narrow staircases that lead up here. Pretty sick. Alright, I think we're done with this place. We're gonna start heading to the next location before I start waking everybody up. So we just made it to the next cherry blossom spot, and unfortunately it's entry forbidden. And yes, I can at least read a little bit of Mandarin to understand that. But it doesn't matter if it was entry forbidden or not, because they are all past peak bloom. As you can see, there's a lot of green. Nonetheless, I actually like this Japanese town so far. It's so serene and tranquil. It's straight out of a Japanese countryside movie scene. I don't know if the mic can pick up like the chirping of the birds, but it's adding to the mood pretty well. So we decided to come to Takato Castle Park as well, but the cherry blossoms out here are also past their peak. Just look on the ground. So we're here at Lake Suwa, and the blossoms here are still in bloom for some reason, unlike at the higher elevated Takato Castle Park. We are gonna head up to a park called the Tateishi Park, where you can see a view of the entire Lake Suwa from an elevated point of view. So we are at Tateishi Park at the top of Lake Suwa. There's a panoramic view of Lake Suwa which looks pretty amazing despite the harsh light. Where are we driving to? It's almost straight out of like a Japanese horror movie. And yes, we are completely alone. So it's the next morning and we drove all the way to Togakushi Shrine. It's pretty amazing here because there's still some snow despite being April. Just some snow here and there. Also, the temperature's kind of mild here compared to the places that we've been the past few days in the southern areas of Nagano. And that's kind of good because we have to hike up to the view that we're supposed to get to. So just made it to the first stop where there's these like tall cedar trees, like they're humongous, they're so tall. As you can see, and there's a shrine. I think it's the first checkpoint after we've walked for like 15 minutes. Actually, we're kind of fortunate that the snow has melted, so it wouldn't give us so much trouble hiking up here. But it's kind of peaceful. There's nobody here so far. So we are about to enter the main line of cedar trees past this shrine. Alright, let's walk in. Oh, it's so sick. It's so tall. And the best part is There's nobody here yet. Surely so far one of the highlights of the trip. Not sure about tomorrow though, but first we're gonna snap some pictures here. Mud and snow in the middle of April. I hope we're nearing the end because my shoes actually have holes in them, so the mud is seeping through right to my socks, which is kind of disgusting. To the top, the final checkpoint behind me, praying to Kami-samas for one teleportation spell back to the car park. Please, one teleportation spell. So we're at the lower shrine right now and it's a long way up. I think my knees need some help. Okay, so we arrived at the middle shrine after we finished the upper and the lower one. We didn't do it in order, but it's weird because there's only one parking lot for our car. But yeah, it seems to be the most or the least popular shrine out of the three. I don't see anyone here so far, but it should have been a short hike from the lower shrine, I believe. That's why nobody stopped here. Danger on the highway. This is quintessential, typical Japanese countryside. We spent the last 20 minutes trying to find food to eat, but we finally came across this sushi place. It's so windy. I hope it's not crowded though. But just Japanese countryside. So it's pretty amazing that salmon sushi is just 110 yen. All these orders came at once. The quickness. So we finally made it to Kamikochi. It's super cold. Finally take this place off my bucket list for the longest time now. But yeah, it's gonna be a long hike. The water's so blue and it's currently I think 2 degrees Celsius, so yeah, super cold. I don't think I'm allowed to climb down to the rocks here, but I couldn't resist because the view is too good. I'm just chilling down here, but I could sit here for hours. Oh. Making our way down to the Taisho Pond and Taisho Lake area. This path apparently has a lot of monkeys, and they're usually non-provocative, I think, because we came across one so far and they just avoided us. So right now we are nearing the Taisho Pond, but we're gonna cross that bridge right in front first to head to the rocks where we can snap some photos. Okay, finally made our way to the other side of the bridge, and on this rocky beach, I would say. But yeah, the view is pretty incredible. It's not that cold actually. So they have these ponds that are kind of yellow. I'm not sure why they're yellow. So just made it to Taisho Lake, which I believe is to be the first or last destination depending on which route you choose. But the view here is pretty sick. The lake is at the foot of this mountain. Finding a suitable stone to skip. Should look for a flat stone. I hope something like this works, but we're gonna try. Alright, that was a fail. Let's go. So last 20 minutes left in Kamikochi before our bus arrives. Super breathtaking views. Unforgettable experience at Kamikochi. All of a sudden, there's so many cars. Deserving meal after a long journey and hike at Kamikochi. So it's our last day in Nagano and we're done for the packing, but what we haven't done is see the lights for the Matsumoto Castle turn off at I think 10 PM. Today we spent our last day in Kamikochi and I think it was a fitting end to my first Nagano experience. We have a new destination coming up and we're not sure what awaits us, but yeah, I guess we'll find out and I'll see you guys in the next one.